Hello and welcome on this new late week analysis video from Xtreme Trader. This is Salah speaking. So guys, before we start, I wanted to highlight that many of these signals actually were going in the right direction, and however the recent statement from Mr. Jerome Powell has of course made an impact on the market. Mr. Powell last night has actually made several statements. First of all, he said that I need to hold Fed needs to hold the policy and restrict levels for some time. Then he said, I don't want to over tighten. Cutting rates is not something to do soon. And inflation and the labor market statement, of course, all of these statements, guys, has actually made a big impact on the market. That's why many of these signals were actually going in the right direction. Euro USD was actually going almost in a profit, not almost in profit. It has actually almost been triggered by just 4 pips away, and however was going in about 111 pips. We have seen some comments on YouTube saying that they have made decent profits from the Euro USD. Pound USD hasn't been triggered. AUD USD also hasn't been triggered. USD CAD actually was going in about 70 pips of profit, I would say. USD JPY has been triggered from the buy again level and was going in about 175 pips of profit. USD CHF, we have seen some comments on YouTube said that I think Gonzalez, he said he have actually made more than $300 of profits from the USD CHF, and as we can see, it was running in about 45 pips of profit. The gold, oh my goodness, the gold guys actually was going in a very big profit of about 177 pips of profit. So again, everything was going fine until Mr. Jerome Powell spoken. So let's see now, my friends, what we can do with the remaining days of this week in the USD market and the Forex, of course. And let's now begin with the Euro USD. So first of all, we have to get rid of the old signal. It's no longer valid. Let's delete this. And let's see now what we can do next with the Euro USD. Now, of course, the recent statement from Mr. Jerome Powell has caused the dollar to fall, and hence the Euro USD is right now rising. So we have to consider that the Euro USD is most likely going to continue the rise. Considering that on the weekly chart, we are still above that level of a support at 1.03793. So most likely, since the Euro USD has indeed managed to break out from that level of a previous support, which became also, by the way, a resistance for only one single attempt. We have here only one resistance. And then we can see the market is respecting that level of a support, which means the Euro USD is most likely going to continue the rise. And I believe the target has to be right here, the nearest resistance at 1.05535. So going back right now to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we are seeing, my friends, this level of a strong support, as you can see right here. 1.03836 is indeed a very strong level of a support. Now, we can still rely on this level to continue actually buying the Euro USD. However, this strong and bullish engulfing candle is actually a game changer. It confirms the pressure from the buyers to take the market up. Now, moving to the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, what we will do is simply using the trend lines to confirm our entries. How do we do that? By simply draw here a support trend line from this. We can just select the random levels, guys. I mean, from this lower high to this higher low, just like that. And now, we can actually move back to the 1-hour time frame. The reason I'm switching to the smaller time frame is to have a very accurate entry. So after drawing here my support trend line based on the 4-hour time frame, I'm going to move it all the way right here, guys, on the 1-hour time frame. And check this out. Perfect. This is a match. We can see right here that this support trend line, which was actually previously a resistance trend line and became later a resistance trend line with 2 attempts, has already been respected right here. Which means the Euro USD is most likely going to continue the fall till it reaches that level of a new support trend line, and afterwards it's going to continue the rise. Which means we have to consider right now on the left side to find a strong support level, which we can rely on, of course. However, we can see clearly, my friends, that we're having right here, exactly. This was, of course, a support level, as we can see right here. It became also a strong key resistance level, and it was also already a support number 1. Which means, if I'm not mistaken, and hopefully I'm not, of course, we have to wait for the Euro USD to fall for about 21 pips before we can start buying it. That's not so safe in my opinion. Let me just go back to the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, guys, I'm always analyzing and always changing the analysis based on what I can see right here. I'm choosing the safest levels as I can. Check this out. I am back now to the 4-hour time frame. And by the way, guys, I wanted to highlight that I don't actually analyze the market before recording. I'm just analyzing it right now. Just right now we started. I swear, I did not even analyze the market before recording. So right now we are having right here this support level. Yeah, that's actually make more sense for me. Now we can see right here on the 4-hour time frame that support trend line number 1, support trend line number 2, and support trend line number 3, which has been broken out from with that bearish breakout candle. It became a resistance trend line, and then we're having this strong bullish engulfing candle. Right now we can actually expect from the EUR/USD, first of all, that support right here at 1.03957 is going to be respected, and also the support trend line right here is most likely going to be respected, and after that the EUR/USD is most likely going to continue the rise after it fall for about, yeah, that makes sense, for 34 pips. Actually, I want to even have more safe entry just to be sure, just like that. Perfect. That's actually even perfect entry. That's much better. So we have to wait for the EUR/USD to fall for about 38 pips before we can proceed to buying it. Back to the daily chart to see the targets. I believe the target, my friends, this time is going to be right here. That resistance at 1.05353, which means we are aiming approximately 147 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone, back to the 4-hour time frame, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging lower than this level of a support right here at 1.03335, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 57 pips against 142 pips of profit. Moving now to the pound USD. Alright, so as we can see, my friends, the pound USD, by the way, guys, hasn't been triggered. I believe this candle, oh yeah, wait a minute, yeah, I think 29, it was actually Tuesday. I'm not sure, to be honest with you guys. My memory is not really that good. However, let's see now what we can do next with the pound USD. Actually, from the first sight right here, we can see that the pound USD is actually going to face this very strong key support level right here at 1.20312. Right now, the pound USD is actually facing a resistance level right here at 1.21110. And as we can see, the market is already reversing from that level of a resistance. Therefore, if I'm not mistaken, we have to wait for the pound USD to fall for about 52 pips before we can start buying it. Actually, this is a very typical setup for me. Once we see here a support level and then an entire structure of a fake breakout, the market is most likely going to continue the fall. First of all, that support level is going to be respected, and this structure right here is going to be retested right here. It was also a resistance level right here, guys, which means the market is going to fall right here and retest the broken level of a resistance, and after that we can start buying the pound USD. Of course, we just need another confirmation for that. We cannot just assume that the market is gonna reverse from that point. How do we do that? Again, by simply using the trend lines. Now let's move to the 1-hour time frame. And what I'm going to do right here is simply draw a support trend line from this lower low to this higher low, just like that. Fantastic. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is just simply drag the same resistance support trend line and place it just right here at the nearest resistance trend line to the entry. Check this out. We're having here a resistance trend line. It was also a resistance trend line right here, a resistance trend line right here, and the bullish breakout from that level, guys, which means we have to wait indeed for the pound USD to continue the fall. That support right here is going to be respected, and that resistance trend line is going to become a new support trend line, hopefully. So that means we have to wait for the pound USD indeed to fall for about 56 pips by now, I think 56 pips by now. And however, if we do that, the take profit level has to be placed right there at that level of a resistance right here, exactly at 1.22515, which means we have to wait, or actually you can expect about let me just go back to the 4-hour time frame to see it clearly. We can actually expect to make about 223 pips profit from the signal against a safe zone that shouldn't be ranging lower than this level of a real support right here at 1.19435, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 84 pips only. Moving now to the AUD USD. Alright guys, so again AUD USD actually hasn't been triggered at all. As you can see, my friends, the market is going right way to the sell level, but of course, as we said earlier, the statements from Mr. Jerome Powell has of course changed the entire direction of the USD pairs. So let's see now what we can do next with the AUD USD. Now moving to the weekly chart, however, again, almost very similar to the Euro USD. We can see that the market right now is indeed above that level of a broken support at 0.67648. And now we can see the bullish candle is appearing. And pay attention, guys, we're having here also a resistance trend line, if I draw it this way right here. And we can see right here, guys, the bullish breakout from that resistance trend line, which means the market is indeed going to continue the rise, at least to reach that level of a resistance right here at 0.68782. Which means we can actually say that the AUD USD still has about 77 pips more to go. The question is where exactly we can start buying this pair. Moving now to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, we can see right here, my friends, that we're having this strong bullish breakout candle, and right here, this wick right here is the nearest one to that bullish breakout candle, which means that most likely the AUD USD is going to continue the fall till it retests that level of a broken resistance exactly at 0.67882. And pay attention, it was also the nearest strong key support level to our entry. It was also exactly the nearest key resistance level as well. That means the AUD USD, if we go right now back to the 4-hour time frame, indeed, guys, this is perfect. We can see right here, this is the nearest resistance to that bullish breakout candle, and this was also a support right here, and it was a support right here. So another way to confirm is, of course, using these trend lines. This time I'm going to draw a support trend line from this lower low to this higher low, just like that. And right now I'm going to place it, guys, right here. Exactly. So this was also a resistance trend line which has been broken out from several times, and we can see right here the resistance trend line keep the position. So we can actually expect from the AUD USD to fall all the way right here, and that support that previous resistance trend line is going to become a new support trend line. So I think it's settled that the AUD USD to be bought exactly from 0.67482 and targeting the resistance at 120 for about 130 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone shouldn't actually be ranging lower than this level of a key support level, since we're actually relying on that support zone right here. And as we can see, the market has been ranging inside of that support zone, so we cannot really assume that the market is going to be able to break out from that level of a support. Therefore, the safe zone is ranging for about 61 pips against 133 pips of profit. Moving now to the USD CAD. Alright, so obviously the USD CAD is no longer good to be bought, so we have to consider right now shorting this pair. The question is where exactly we can start shorting the USD CAD. Well, let me just tell you something. We will go now to the weekly chart. Now on the weekly chart, we can see right here the weakness in this candle from breaking out from that level of a previous support. Seems like the market hasn't been able, actually. Of course, it was going to, but the recent statement from Mr. Jerome Powell, of course, has changed everything. So I believe right now that this resistance right there at 1.35151 is indeed being respected. So most likely the market isn't going to be able to break out from that level. However, that means that we should be targeting the nearest support to the current price at 1.32372 before we can expect any further reversals. So going back to the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, we can see here this fake breakout, guys, has appeared. However, this was a real level of a resistance. It was also a strong key support level in the past, which means 1.34952 is indeed a very strong key resistance level. It was again a real level of a resistance, and in the middle we had here this fake breakout. Now usually that means that since we are actually facing right here a support at 1.34165, it means that most likely the market is going to make right now a bullish reversal, and it's going to respect that level of a resistance right here at 1.34952. From that point, we will be shorting the USD CAD. We just have to wait for the pair to rise for about 76 pips before we can start shorting it. Guys, by the way, it's about 6 a.m. here in Dubai time, and I just woke up like 2 hours ago. That being said, guys, we are going to be targeting that level of a resistance. Yeah, we will be shorting the USD CAD at that level of a resistance. Let me just go back to the 4-hour time frame. So exactly on the 4-hour time frame, we can see clearly that this is going to be the best level to start shorting the pair. However, the target has to be placed right here at the nearest strong key support level at 1.33147, which means we are aiming approximately 180 pips profit from the signal against a safe zone that shouldn't be ranging actually higher than this level of a resistance right there at 1.35531, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 58 pips against 100 and I would say about 180 pips of profits. Moving now to the USD/JPY. Alright, so again guys, USD/JPY signal has been triggered not only for once but for twice, even for the buy again at 138.100. It has again been triggered, and again it was a very accurate entry. Was going in a total of about 180 pips of profit before reversing upon the news. So let me see now what we can do next with the USD/JPY. So let's of course delete the entire old signal, and let's now move back to the weekly chart. So again, right now, finally the USD/JPY has managed to break out from that previous level of a resistance at 138.843. So we can see here the bearish breakout candle has already appeared. Therefore, let me just tell you now what we can expect next from the USD/JPY. If we move right now to the daily chart, the daily chart also shows us right here a broken level of a previous strong key support at 137.793. Pay attention, the same level of a broken support was previously also a very strong key resistance level. Interesting. It was also a real level of a resistance right here, and in the middle we had here this fake breakout, which means that most likely the USD/JPY is going to continue the rise till it retests that level of a broken support, and after that it's going to continue the fall. I don't think that the USD/JPY need any further analysis. I mean, that's really obvious. I mean, it's really clear signal for me. However, I want to highlight that based on the 4-hour time frame, we can actually have a very accurate entry if we place the line exactly right there at the nearest tail to that bearish breakout candle. Most likely the USD/JPY is going to make a bearish reversal only after it touches the same level of the nearest tail to that bearish breakout candle, which means the new resistance is going to be born after the pair rise for about 71 pips, and after that point, my friends, we can start shorting the USD/JPY. However, once we do that, the take profit level has to be placed just right there exactly at the nearest strong key resistance level to our entry, which was previously of course a strong key support and of course a real level of a resistance. I don't know what's happening to me, guys, to be honest with you. Okay, so we can actually expect to make about 234 pips of profit. Meanwhile, the safe zone, let me just be sure. Yes, exactly, I'm looking for this. I was looking actually for this level of a resistance right here and right there. So that should be actually the edge of the safe zone, which shouldn't be ranging more than 114 or 15 pips against 230 pips of profit. Moving now to the USD/CHF. Alright, so of course the USD/CHF signal is no more valid. However, I'm so happy for our YouTube follower, Mr. Gonzalez. One second. Yeah, it's correct, Mr. Daniel Gonzalez. I don't know why his name is showing like this right now. However, he said here that he has just closed the USD/CHF position with $300 of profit. This comment was just posted 10 hours ago, guys. So indeed, this is proving that thankfully the followers here on YouTube are actually making profits from these signals, and they actually the market is indeed was going in a profit before changing the direction upon the news from Mr. Jerome Paul. So again, guys, I want to thank Gonzalez and everyone who is actually letting me know that they have made profits from these signals. It really means a lot to me. But it also means that you should, guys, press the like button more. I mean, hit the like button, guys, if you have made any profits from these signals. If you didn't, at least leave a good comment, or you can just again click the like button anyway, appreciating the work that I'm giving to you by providing all these signals every week multiple times. So again, I would like to give you a few seconds to hit the like button. Thank you very much. I believe that you have clicked the like button, and right now we can proceed with the USD CHF signal. Now let me just tell you something. The USD CHF on the 4-hour time frame is actually facing a pressure from that support at 0.94185, which means the market is right now getting ready for another rally, for a bullish reversal. However, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the best level to start shorting the USD CHF again at 0.94757. As we can see, my friends, the market still has to rise for about 40 pips before we can start shorting it. Now let's just be sure. We are having here a real level of a resistance, and here, my friends, entirely structure of actually a fake breakout. Now again, the same level of a real resistance has been respected one more time, and again another fake breakout, and again this time that resistance level, the real level of a resistance, became also a support. Now it's important to mention that this tail right here is of course the nearest one to that bearish breakout candle, and by the way, that price action right here indicates for a continuation in the momentum. That candle, I mean this candle right here, this price action of this candle usually indicates for a continuation in the bearish movement. That means we have to wait for the pair to rise to rise for about 40 pips before we can start shorting it. And this time the take profit level is going to be placed just right there at the nearest strong key support level to our entry at 0.93603, which means we can actually expect to make about 114 pips profit from the signal against, I would say, the safe zone shouldn't be ranging exactly higher than this level of a resistance right here at 0.95215, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 46 pips against 115 pips of profit. And let's now move to the gold. Okay, so again, guys, gold signal was indeed going in about 175 pips of profit. Wait a minute. No, I'm mistaken. This was 28 November. 29 November. Yes, this one. Sorry, guys. The gold was running in about 100 pips of profit, I would say, and then reversed back to the entry, and again went back in about 130 pips of profit before falling back. Of course, it reversed upon the pressure from the market. Of course, guys, it was caused by the speech and statements from Mr. Jerome Powell. So again, let me now see what we can do next with the gold. Now, moving back to the weekly chart, and of course, guys, usually with the gold, I am more careful with the signals. I'm doing the best I can to analyze the gold, since I can see that many of you actually have interest in trading the gold. So right now, the first thing that we have to consider that this level of a support right here at 1748.26 is indeed very strong and has been respected. So that's for a starter. Right now we can see right here, actually everyone was expecting from the gold to fall upon the pressure from that previous support to create a new resistance, including me, myself, of course. I actually was thinking that the gold is going to continue the fall till it reaches that level of a previous support right here at 1693.51. However, the gold seems like it's going to continue the rise. Right now we can see clearly that we're having here a support trend line, guys, and check this out. That support trend line has been respected. We can see that the market indeed managed to create a fake breakout from that level, and pay attention, it became also a resistance trend line number 1 only. But the second time the market has indeed managed to break out instantly, and again that support trend line has been respected. That altogether indicates that the gold is most likely going to continue the rise. Now let's move to the daily chart. So the weekly chart has just confirmed the direction. Now the daily chart is also going to confirm the direction one more time before we move to the 4-hour time frame to find the decent entry. Now, as you can see, that level of a previous support exactly right here. Let me just tell you, we're having here a real level of a support. It became also a resistance, a support, and again a resistance, and right now we are having here this bullish breakout candle, which means the gold has indeed managed to break out from that level of a resistance trend line, sorry, a resistance. However, we are also having right here a resistance trend line. If we draw here a resistance trend line from this lower high to this lower low, just like that. Now we can see, my friends, the bullish breakout from that level of a resistance trend line. This was a very strong key resistance trend line, and right now the gold is indeed managing to break out from that level. Now all we can actually assume is that the gold is going to continue the fall upon the pressure from that resistance, and it's going to fall all the way right here, and from that point we can start buying the gold, and we can actually of course rely on that level of a support and this level of a support as well. Now all of that together is not really enough. We need to confirm right now the entry from the 4-hour time frame. Now on the 4-hour time frame, we can see very clear right here, my friends, that we're having a strong key support level exactly right there at 1755.23. Most likely the gold is going to continue its journey to continue the fall for about, I would say, 182 pips before we can start buying it. I cannot find actually any strong level stronger than this level of I cannot find actually stronger level than this support right here at 1755 to confirm buying the gold. I know it actually means a lot of waiting, but I think, guys, it's gonna eventually worth it, because we're having here also that level of a broken resistance trend line. You can actually draw the resistance trend line, guys, any way you want. We can actually draw it like this, and it's gonna point to the same entry. So waiting for the gold to fall for about 186 pips before we can start buying it. However, the take profit level has to be placed just right there at the highest level of a resistance at 1807.44, which means we can actually expect to make about 520 pips profit from the signal against a safe zone that shouldn't be ranging lower than this level of a support right here at 1735.74, which means the safe zone is ranging for about 200 pips against 520 pips of profit. And there goes our signal, my friends, for the gold and the other USD pairs. Again, I want to highlight that you have to be, guys, of course, always careful with the signals. As you can see, my friends, the news can, of course, change the entire direction at the end of every week. So again, pay attention to the news, to the announcements. And again, regarding the premium group, I have to also admit that this week we are not doing so well. Sadly, Monday actually was really a bad beginning, and guys, here, not denying the losses usually happens. Some people actually thinking that we make profits every single week in the premium, and of course that's so not realistic. That is not possible. Yes, some days we are failing. However, Monday only we have failed. Tuesday was actually good, and so far Wednesday also was really good. Let me just show you the results, 1 second. So this is, of course, the premium group, guys. As we can see, we started the week with actually having some few losses here and there, which is again normal, guys. I mean, it's not possible to have profits every single time. However, we have promised our members that we will do the best we can to recover the losses, and again, that happened in the past, and thankfully we have been able to recover the entire losses, and I believe we already did. As you can see, the days after has actually been full of profit. As you can see, very small losses, but of course many profits came. As you can see, guys, check this out. Tuesday was fantastic day with all these profits that we have made. Also Wednesday was a very profitable day. So again, I believe we are doing well, and the good thing here, guys, is we are being honest with everyone, and we are not hiding anything at all. When we are losing, we are saying it, and when we are failing, when we are profiting, of course, and sending a very good signals, we are also very proud of that. So again, I'm proud of the honesty of the Xtreme Trader signals, that we are not hiding any losses, and of course we are sharing the transparency about the Forex trading. So again, I want everyone to be safe with these signals. Just because they came from Xtreme Trader doesn't mean at all that they will be 100% profitable. Be careful and wise about your trades, and pick carefully which signals to trade. Until then, I hope that it's informative to you, and I would like to thank you for watching.